scoring department, the transfer from Xavier.
You mentioned Cam Heide. Would you say good graces or good-ish?
Good-ish. Pope in and out. And Tremont Mark, the steal. He'll turn it back over to Agee. Well, it's gotten physical early. There goes Swain, and Dalen Swain connects. Almost sounds as if you know what Sean Miller wants to do here. On cue. Swain with a bounce, he's got 4.
I think he's going to be able to get where he can start to win at the foul line.
Lane, the bounce pass. Hill, swatted from behind by for Texas A&M. 6 his last 8 games in double figures.
I think guys are learning. Oh, Lord, it got quiet. Sean Miller said that they've got to be able to offensive rebound, something they were able to do first half against Florida.
Mark contested 3, and he gets it to go.
You're going to have a heck of a time resetting the table with this one.
We got a bunch of fouls.
There's a lot to explain.
We had a timeout. John Crispin, Roy Philpott, Aggies back to work. Zach Clements off the mark in the box out by Cody, out of bounds. I was a little surprised that time actually elapsed there.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it would just be an early foul. Tremont Mark in the air forever and a chance dunk in the first meeting between these two back in mid-January.
He also had a few posters up. Might have been just some disgruntled X's in the state.
Wednesday. Papa Isaacs behind the back. Agee for 3. Suggesting when Weaver, Swain, and Jordan Pope are on the floor together, they're elites in scoring, and Pope on cue. You really think of Weaver as an offensive dynamo. He does so many things well, as does Clements. Bound. Stolen back by Weaver. Well, the ultimate glue guy does what he does. Upended on the foul, and a chance for 3. His first foul. And Weaver. Horns this year. Clements inside. Heide stood his ground. Agee down low. He's from Griffin.
Now, I would be attacked. I'd go right at him.
Vincent against Titus connects.
Look, you got to go at him because you're either going to force him to.
Steal by Diba. Ali Diba, full head of steam. And bumped on the way to the rack. He'll shoot 2.
I don't think he's the same player with the 2 fouls. I feel like Dalen Swain can be.
2 free throws.
Dude, we had a review within a second.
1 second. Wild. The hesitation. And Pope was caught in a dangerous spot right under the rim, and a foul was called.
I would say he's maybe more prone to foul.
Swain had the first 4 points of the game, was bumped by Clements. That's going to be his second. And free throws for...
He's got an advantage.
Dalen Swain now over 1,000 points in his career. Pretty important, too. This is into the dance next month.
But I also think he understands, like Sean Miller understands what holes Dalen Swain's that tough shot. It's the best you can do.
He'll start it all but 4 games this year. This is also a shooter's gym. It feels like the sight lines are solid.
Well, I started a
motion set, and here's Weaver again. The jump stop. Pops out to Heide. And out of bounds. Aggies have not led so far today, but now we're tied at 20.
Shot's a little flat.
Agee, Texas A&M with its first lead.
Just feel as if
Wilcher thought about it, and Simeon Wilcher. The winner today is halfway home for 2 squads that are currently on the bubble. Swain.
Wow.
How do you get that to sneak up and in? Federico. Hill up and in. And a foul was called. Count.
That'd be the only official that just wants to change all the rules.
Bounce pass, Vokatitis traveled.
Miller talked about with Cody and Vokatitis on the floor at the same time.
Swain, big if it goes, and it does.
This whole game's gotten better.
Hill down low. He was a non-factor in Austin. Pope off the screen, and we're tied at 28.
I would be so...
Swain the other way. Dalen Swain gets it back. Vokatitis up and in. Horns back in front. Stolen by Hill. Dominguez, and rifles that pass out of bounds. Yes. And Cody doubled.
Nowadays, everybody's a guard.
AG throws it up and in off the glass. Pop off the screen. The jump stop. And that is how our first half.
Trouble. And now, like I said, I expected to see a little more zone. Here you go.
The zone and the strip. Dominguez comes away with it. And Lane. Final 4 teams to receive a bye and avoid the first 4 in Dayton. Jordan Pope, no. Heidi, no. And Vokatitis, yes.
A little confused once off the bounce.
Yeah, Dalen Swain averaging 18 points per game. AG gets the roll. Vokatitis was right there.
Physicality.
A little surprised he got back in the first half. You
Yes.
talked about it. And then also to avoid his 3rd foul, Mark with the mid-range, his specialty.
I wasn't surprised that...
Well, everywhere Matas Vokatitis goes, he creates some contact and physicality. Relentless, and AG slaps it out of bounds.
Texas, and you're going up against Matas Vokatitis, you're prepared for his physicality. So you push a little bit harder, which he pushes back, and I think it pushes him into a situation.
Mark, the corner 3 now. AG grabs it. 4 on 3. Hill and a chance. Mark, a monster first step, and delivers. AG thought about it.
The guy behind me yelled no.
Good look inside for Pop Isaacs.
That was a good attack by Kendall Weaver. I can't say enough about the energy he brings. Hasn't made a ton of shots, but it just influences the game.
Pope from downtown.
You have to continue to identify. Maybe that's why he yelled no.
AG an air ball. Mark Vokatitis. Crowd a little restless. Texas now by 44-36. Hill, left-handed delivery.
It's another guy.
Too strong. Now it's Hill with the right hand. Sliced in half.
When Matas Vokatitis on the bench, now checking back in, you should be attacking the paint.
Tremont Mark does exactly.
Aren't wide open.
Lead back to 6. Hill. Spin cycle whip. Mark draws the triple team. Checking it, Swain. Swain rejected by Hill. Shot clock at 0.
And I think at some point we're going to start to see the full physicality of Matas Vokatitis.
How about now? On the floor, AG. Screen for Josh Holloway. Important minutes for number 1. AG.
Matas Vokatitis couldn't get his hands up.
AG with 16. Wilcher. Gets it to Wilcher, a rejection. Swain to Mark. In attack mode. Finds a way.
Wow.
How crafty was that? Wilcher. Vince in the block. Clements gets the rebound. Now it's Holloway on Pope. He believes that both teams need to win 2 more games to clinch spots in the dance. Wilcher. Vincent for 3. Here comes Swain. Head to Vocatitis.
And Vocatitis is able to just run out for an easy dunk.
Vincent, the former Longhorn, Pop Isaacs. Big triple, and the response. Tracks it down. Shot clock down to 7. Crowd will let you know here. Aggies! Reed Arena.
And I like switch up to a zone here, a little bit of a reset, make Texas think.
Great spot by Heidi. Swain, no, Vocatitis.
Again, got to the scores table late. Dalen Swain picks up his 4th.
Cam Heidi sidesteps, and a 3. First, Weaver. 3 on the shot clock. Mark, force one up and in. And doing quite well so far. Weaver, baseline. Weaver spins it in. Stolen by Ali Diva. We had Hill for a second. Instead, it's Griffin. In and out. Quiet second half for Swain. 5 on the timer. Pope. Buckets. And now over the 20-point mark tonight with 21, including 15 in the second half. Isaacs.
It's a foul.
And Swain off the leg to Mark. Still no whistle, and there it is.
It's like 4 fouls in the backcourt.
I think you mentioned it. Any one of the big 3, Mark?
Yeah, guys like Swain and Matas Vocatitis. But they're capable guards. And I think the job.
That game comes big for both teams. And the Cats impressive in Lexington earlier today. And a win against Vanderbilt in resound. Weaver right in front of Heidi. And shot clock is off. 1 more foul.
I said earlier today at shoot-around, that was us. My sophomore year at Penn.
11.4 seconds away. We'll get you caught up to date. Everything happening around the country in February. It sounded like March.
Sure did.
For the first 30 minutes of this one.
I think there's a lot to be excited about here.
Now the Texas Longhorns get it done on the road in Aggie land. 76-70, the final score.
I think that's a huge win. Good. You want to feel even better heading into the SEC tournament in Nashville.
First win here in College Station in a minute, and it was a big one on behalf of our entire crew.